If you want to know the gestalt of humanity, study beer. I would say almost 90% of anyone who was, having beer as part of their daily regimen, which was the way of life. You knew what you were drinking was safe. And let's remember that this would be what we now call a near beer, 3% at most, usually less.
Everybody else in the state just brewed up a batch of beer. They boiled water. They put it in. There was no ice in the normal houses. So you brewed in the winter. You let it sit in your dog run.
It was a malt product which gave you tremendous caloric value. The yeast is amazing for its antioxidants and for all the vitamins and minerals. If you're lacking in fruits and vegetables, the yeast product is a tremendous source, which was deliverable in better form than even eating bread. So drinking this low alcoholic beer was part of almost every single meal.
Many of the families in early Indiana were not centered in a city, but were centered along the traces, along the roads. The Buffalo Trace, et cetera, et cetera. There's dozens of them ran around the countryside here. And there you could always bed your horse and enjoy a beer.
Up until the whole idea that we are changing our way from being an agrarian society to being an entrepreneurial society. And instead of it being a family kind of regular home nourishment, drinking beer became a social aspect outside the home. So it was an industrial revolution kind of evolution that happened. As the economy changed, the brewing of beer changed with it.
It grew before the Civil War to larger and larger breweries. Then after the Civil War, of course, it all took off. Good economic times again, the population just went nuts. Yeah. And that's where more breweries. Late 1800s, refrigerated rail cars helped consolidate these breweries. And that went right on through to Prohibition. We still had 33 breweries open at the start of Prohibition. When Prohibition ended, we were down to 11 breweries that reopened.
Minneapolis did not have the economic base. Indiana did not have the economic base to move forward. There wasn't the supply-demand to make it viable to go through all that trouble of brewing beer right here in Indiana. And so Prohibition closes down. Post-Prohibition, we limped along. It was really the home brewers, a little bit before it became legal, that pushed the industry.